As we bring you live and free to the Australian Lacrosse Network here for the 2025 Lacrosse Australia Men's and Women's National Championships. And just right on cue there, we see Angliss Reserve putting one away for Victoria. We're glad you can join us here on the Australian Lacrosse Network. And you've only missed about the first minute and a half of this game. Victoria already 2-0 up with Bonnie scoring first. For Victoria, straight out of the centre, Bonnie went went all the way to goal. And just as you join us then, Angliss Reserve on the board for Victoria as well. So ball goes back into the centre, and that's going to be a New Zealand ball. And it will be taken by Quintal. Quintal kicks it down to Russell. Russell passes the ball on under plenty of pressure. Turnover down there for New Zealand. Picked up by Meacham. Meacham fires the ball forward. Finds Kelly as Kelly now runs with her left hand and brings the ball into offense for Victoria. So New Zealand getting an opportunity to get into the offensive end. They're just going to have to create a bit more space with those passes early to get a good set down there. And Victoria on the hustle again here through Ebony Norman. Ebony Norman fires, and that one goes wide, but there's a card coming on the play here. And that one is too close to the head. And we're going to see Nicole Hollands sitting in the box for 2 minutes. Opportunity here from the 11-metre mark. So Norman has the ball. Norman fires. Good save there again from the keeper. That is Lizzie Hardiman in the cage, but ball turned over again here for New Zealand. So second turnover of the quarter. And an opportunity here through Meacham. Meacham on the outer side finds Hunter. Hunter just promotes the ball forward, and ball out now with Georgia Floyd. Floyd rotates up to top side, ball coming down through X. Finds Norman. Norman up the top, finds Taylor Comodo. And in the centre there is Bonnie just not able to pull that down as the shot went flying over the bar. And no backup here from Victoria, so New Zealand again with another opportunity. So Lizzie Hardiman with the ball, getting pressured here by Bonnie. Can only be 5 seconds in the cage. And with holding there. So Hardiman again, but she's going to be under pressure here from Bonnie as they are a player down, so needs to push the ball up. Does. Good pass there. Finds Bridget Hill. Hill running up, but finds Bonnie as a wall there, and just picking off passes here in New Zealand. And now ball looks back inside, fired down the back. This could be another unforced turnover, but just keeps the ball in. And we have an offside here, do we, on Victoria? So ball will start down the back with Sienna Mignon. So Mainung. Ball comes back up the top here. Kruger passes the ball over there to Hollands, who's come off that 2 minute, and we get to free space here. So the 11 will line up at the 11-metre mark. And an opportunity here for Hollands. So straight off the bench from that, and good save in the cage there from Bree Soja. Ni Hussey and Mim Suarez-Jury. She brings the ball down, looks inside, and another shot had there has just copped a little check off the hip there was Ebony Norman, but back up this time as Stephanie Kelly brings the ball. Oh, looks over to Hunter. Hunter, just Hunter and Gatherer, we call her. Just grabs one at the top, and Lauren Hunter gets another one for Victoria after another turnover down in the New Zealand offensive end. So Victoria out to a 3-0 lead here. And ball will come back into the centre. So 3 turnovers in the offensive end for New Zealand, and looking at the scoreboard as the number 3 gets it, all the threes at the moment. Marley Dawson has the ball, getting pressure there. Kicks it over to Kelly. Kelly looks to take on her opponent, looks for a little flip, not there. Now comes back on her right-hand side. Kelly weaving inside, and Steph Kelly puts one away, captain for Victoria, or co-captain with Esther Lavelle. And Steph Kelly gets her first. And another one for the Victorian women. Ball back into the centre. Georgia Clark and Rush in there for New Zealand. Up against Marley Dawson. Marley Dawson coming off the under-20 Australian team. Just a little incidental knock there, but allowed to play on. And ball kicked there to Minung. Wheatley Wilson presents and gets given the ball. Clark and Rush. As ball now rotates around the other outer side. Looks inside. Oh, good inside step there. Just couldn't quite find the player, and the ball turns over there. Vrensen, good opportunity, but here's an opportunity here for the speedster. And fires down the bottom corner. Good save again there from the keeper, Lizzie Hardiman. That's 4 saves for the quarter so far. And Hardiman brings the ball up. Megan Mitchell with it now. Just hung it out. Good work there. Great work there from Ebony Norman. Just to dispossess that. Snuck up behind her and knocked it out the stick as Meacham kicks the ball over there to Sasha Polnitz, and Polnitz brings the ball into offense for Victoria. Ball over to you. Has Suarez Jury to her left, but decides to go back to Kelly. Ball rotates down the back. Norman with the ball. Sophie Unsworth gets picked off there by Holly Harris. And Harris, guarded by Suarez Jury, has the ball down on this left-hand corner. Sienna Mignon with the ball. Esther Lavelle wearing her like a cheap suit down there on that bottom corner, now moves the ball on. Holly Harris fires the ball over there to Siobhan Quintal. Shotty looks to get it back, does. Quintal to Harris, it looks inside, good work in there to Vrensen. Vrensen shoots the ball, but backed up there by her teammate in Angliss. The ball is going to be a push there on Wheatley Wilson. And Wheatley Wilson will be set just inside the 11 to 15 metre fan. So ball out to Vrensen. Vrensen looking to bring others into the play, drives hard. Vrensen gets doubled, loses the ball, but good pick up there with a check across the hips there. And ball will start again for New Zealand. Harris has it. Harris looks to come down, looks to go inside. Good stick work there from Harris, but good defence there from Victoria. And that will end up the first term here with Victoria currently leading 4-0. But a good offensive set there from New Zealand, looking to attack the cage. I'm sure they will come out with the first quarter of these national championships done and dusted. Everyone will settle and get a bit more of a touch of a ball. But it sort of has been the turnovers in the New Zealand offensive end which has allowed Victoria to turn that ball over and transition the ball down. And with 4 turnovers in the offensive end for New Zealand, and there's 4 goals scored, they're correlating quite well. So if New Zealand can tighten that up and get some, with only 1 shot that quarter, New Zealand on the cage, and Bree Soja had that one covered. And the goalies, Soja has 1 save for the quarter, and her opponent Lizzie Hardiman in the cage for New Zealand has 4 saves, so doing a good job in there is Hardiman. And we're glad that you are joining us live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network from wherever you are. If you're over the ditch in New Zealand watching your girls play, welcome to the Australian Lacrosse Network. It is about 14 degrees here in Melbourne at the moment. Quite chilly, but the sun is now shining and not much rain expected today, but the next couple of days looks like there is a fair chance of some precipitation to hit the inner Melbourne metro area as the girls come back out to start this second term. Georgia Clark and Rush for New Zealand up against Marley Dawson. Julie Ames about to set the ball here for this centre draw. And great take there from Taylor Cometto. And rolls back around here on the bottom corner. Back up to Dawson. Dawson to Taylor. Up to you. You looks to go on her left. Gets inside on her left. And you, like she did for the first quarter, starts the scoring in the second. And Bonnie Yu getting her second of the game. And score now out 5-0. And just drew her opponent down on that left-hand side. Her defender was playing top side of her, but managed to just have some pace to duck underneath. And when she was in front of the player, slide couldn't come quick enough and just popped it to the left-hand hip there of the goalkeeper. And Bonnie Yu getting her second. Ball back into the centre now. And that's going to have to be redone. Clark and Rush up against Floyd. Georgia Floyd flicks it out back her way. Cometto. And just a block called there. So fast start here as Bonnie Yu looks inside, finds her teammate there in Steph Kelly. And Steph Kelly gets on the cage, but just fires that one past the right-hand post. But backed up down there. By Danielle Mollison. Mollison brings the ball in. Kelly looks inside. Oh, great. Don't know that was supposed to go to Mollison there, as Elise Hussey was in the crease as well. Went past her, and Hussey sort of turned around and looked and saw Mollison there, and ball back in the net. And Nellie Mollison gets her first of the game. does not need to be asked twice to put shots on cage, does Nell. And Victoria. Out now to a 6-0 lead. Floyd back in the middle for Victoria. Making sure the centre draw is set properly. Floyd kicks it out to the back, comes off a stick, and then picks up her own work. Looks there to Suarez Jury. Pass was just on her shoulder, not able to grab it, but gets the ball off the deck. Looks inside. Oh, great cut there from Taylor Cometto. And she backs up her own shot. Good looking from Victoria, looking to get assisted goals here. As Cometto looks inside, and Mollison again on the scraps of the pass. Back up to Suarez Jury, looks to go left, looks to go right. Now she gets inside, finds two white jerseys, looks in, Mollison just grabs it up the top, swings around, goes down low, and Mollison with back-to-back goals. And Victoria just starting to blow this one out a little here. 7-0 is the score early in the second term. Dawson. Centre draw. About to be set again. It's been all Victoria out of the centre draws. Just making sure we get this one set perfectly. As I think it's now set, and the whistle blows, comes out. Wheatley Wilson will win that ball. Has a break there from Suarez Jury. She has to come back behind, just slowing the play down a little. There is Suarez Jury. Good professional foul. Oh, good contest there. Not a great pass. Just found the feet, and it's come up here with Kelly. Kelly picks the ball up, looks down here. Suarez Jury looks to go herself, does go herself. And Suarez Jury, just with a little bit of a leap in the air for that shot, pops it down to the right-hand foot. And Miriam Suarez Jury gets her first of the day. And Victoria out 8-0 now. Just the pass in the centre here. It wasn't good for the attacker coming towards her. And down near the feet, but Kelly was all over that, picked the ground ball up and ended up, and so Siobhan Quintal is setting in the centre here, and ball comes back out and hits the deck, picked up there by Unsworth. Unsworth looks over, finds Hunter streaming down the field. Hunter passes it forward, finds Kelly. Kelly looks to get around, looks inside, tries to flick it back there to Hunter. Hunter has Suarez Jury up the top, opens up a lane down this right, little inside roll as Suarez Jury loses the ball. Good check, but back inside there to Dawson. And Marley Dawson finishes off the work with the pass there from Suarez Jury. And Marley Dawson gets her first of the day for Victoria. And we're going to have a timeout, I believe, here, charged to New Zealand, just to stop the onslaught that is this Victorian team at the moment. They are very potent in their offensive end, and there's a lot of really good movement happening down there. And New Zealand just want to have a little chat about the defence that's being played as the officials get a chance to get some water on board as well. See the WA men just warming up down in the background. They will play the Australian under-20 men in their first hit out for the tournament. That will be over on field 2. That one won't be live streamed, as first day of competition is always a chance to get some things set up around the place. But we do hope you're enjoying the action here. Live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network for all your Australian live lacrosse. And back into the centre goes Dawson and Quintal. So just making sure the players are all in position and ready. Tammy Varga blows the whistle and picked up there from Dawson. Dawson flicks the ball forward, didn't come off, and turned over here from Katie Hollins. Picked up Vrensen. Vrensen looks to go through one, gets some pressure and no advantage there. One across the midriff there for Izzy Vrensen. And Vrensen fires the ball down there to Kruger. Kruger under pressure straight away from Lavelle. Kruger looks to go inside, but doesn't happen. Clark and Rush. Now some offense here for New Zealand. Looks inside. Ball comes down on the back corner. Sienna. Minung looks up, finds Vrensen. Vrensen looks to go. Just gets a push there from the defender there in Hunter. Vrensen gets a shot off and the push advantage waved off by the shot. But backed up down there by New Zealand, and Henri Kruger has the ball. Looks to take on Lavelle on this outer side. Just comes inside, knocked down, and here's an opportunity as a good clear there from Bree Soja. Soja finds Yu at pace. Looks to get down, finds Mollison. Mollison over to Hussey. You can hear the Victorian bench saying subbing, and running into the stick there is Norman. Norman and fires away, and she finds Elise Hussey there in the middle. Another assisted goal. So Elise Hussey getting her second of the day. Ball will come and be reset back in the middle. So back in the centre we go. Floyd flicks it out to herself again. Good centre draw there from Floyd. 2 from 2. Find her own. Kicks that ball to Trinity Meacham as Meacham passes the ball down to Hussey. Hussey looks inside to Yu. Yu looks to drive. Gets past a couple, looks back in the centre, just couldn't quite handle it, and turn over here. Nicole Hollins runs the ball up on that box side for New Zealand. Just gets a little push and gets a fast start. So keeps going here, Nicole Hollins. Hollins, little flip there to Lily Fu. Fu to Wheatley Wilson. Wheatley Wilson looks to drag inside. There's got to be a free player here for New Zealand, but Victoria awake to that. Back to Hollins. And a 3-second call here on Victoria. And that is going to go on Georgia Floyd, is it? I think Floyd will find her way out. And Hollands with the ball for New Zealand. So decides not to push the issue and kicks it to Vrensen. Vrensen back to Hollands. Nicole Hollands gets past one, but finds another blue shirt on the inside. Little flip, finds Vrensen. Vrensen couldn't quite take that with the pressure that was being applied, as Hunter now gets the ball from Ewan. Hunter with pace, looks to run down. She has Mollison on her left. Mollison steps in, looks inside. Great movement there from Victoria, as Hunter gave it there to Mollison, and Mollison looks inside and found Steph Kelly running down, and Kelly getting her second of the game. But really good team lacrosse there from Victoria. And we've got an 11-0 lead here as we are heading towards half-time. Clark and Rush in for New Zealand, up against Floyd. Floyd kicks it out, finds herself again. No, great pick off there from Katie Hollands. So Katie Hollands to Kruger. Kruger to Banks. And Banks will look to run the ball down through X. Not there. Back to Kruger. Kruger back up the top to Clark and Rush. Clark and Rush looks to run down the left-hand side. Well guarded there from Floyd. And ball knocked down and picked up there by Harris. And that will end the second quarter. And I'm sure New Zealand will look forward to the halftime break to have a chat about what is happening out there on the field. But they did manage to get into the offensive end and have a couple of offensive forays, getting some shots off, just not on the cage. And the two teams will head to their respective benches. So we've got an 11-0 first half here at the beautiful Footscray Lacrosse Club. And the field at the moment is looking like a bowling green. It is absolutely pristine. They have done a fantastic job here, have the Footscray Lacrosse Club. And kudos to Lachlan Williams, the president here, and all his compatriots at the Footscray Lacrosse Club. Everything looks immaculate to all the volunteers that are out here. It is going to be a great week of Nationals Lacrosse. And if you are in Melbourne or around the place, get yourself down. Come down and have a look at the Australian under-20 boys and see what we are sending away to Jeju in South Korea in August. And there is going to be some fantastic lacrosse. Goal scorers for that first half. Well, Bonnie Yu started the scoring in both terms, and she ended up with 2 goals for the half. Elise Hussey, well, she got 2 as well. Lauren Hunter got on the board with 1. Steph Kelly had 2. Danielle Mollison getting 2 in about a minute and a half, has 2 for the half. Miriam Suarez-Jury with 1, and Dawson with 1 also. That rounds out the 11. And we might just have a quick break here on the Australian Lacrosse Network. We'll be back with second half action very soon.
Really looking forward to today's session. Let's make sure we're focused, bring you intensity and lots of communication. Vital today. So let's have a great session. Short and sharp. Here we go. Okay girls, just going to do the monkey in the middle. 1 at each end, 2 in the middle, catch, take, quick release, other way. The culture side is the part that I love. Leadership, player well-being. What do we need? How do we get it? Areas that we think we can add to. Okay, Aussies on 3. 1, 2, 3, Aussies! Really looking forward to today.
And welcome back to second half action here. The 2025 Lacrosse Australia National Championships here at the beautiful Footscray Lacrosse Club. Our opening game between Victoria and New Zealand. If you are just joining us, it is Victoria 11, New Zealand 0 at half time. As we see a change in the centre there for Victoria. And that is Hunter. Good stick in there from Esther Lavelle. Wasn't even looking. Looks out the outer side. Great pick up there from... Kicks it to you. Looks inside and shoots on her left. Does Suarez Jury. Little 1-2 action in the middle. And New Zealand with the centre draw win. But a good little stick in the way there from Esther Lavelle. Managed to knock that one down. So Suarez Jury looks to flip. Does flip it up. Kicks it to you. You comes down the side. Just fires that one past the left-hand post. And back up had by two players down there. So Mollison and Kelly were both on the backup for that shot. Kelly grabs it from out of bounds. Kelly comes around to the left. Looks inside to Mollison. Another good assisted goal. Kelly to Danielle Mollison. And we are going to have a stick check here on Mollison. So Danielle Mollison with a first goal. So a little bit of talk about how deep that pocket. That's going to be waved away. So Danielle Mollison will have that waved away as pocket depth too deep. Going to have to go and change that stick. And we'll have to go and get a spare stick for the rest of the game. So, and just for everyone's who's watching, the sticks are all checked pre-game, so that's obviously in the warm-up. Just got deep on her again. So Mollison, that stick will be out of the game for the rest of the the day. So she will have to find another stick. But in the midst of that, New Zealand, just not quite getting the pass there. Vrenson giving that one to Holly Harris and just comes off the tip of the stick and goes out of bounds. And another turnover here for New Zealand. So ball down the back with Soja. Soja looking to release. Does, but fires the ball down the bottom. An opportunity here for New Zealand. Picked up there by Wheatley Wilson. Gets inside Wheatley Wilson and pops that one away. New Zealand are on the board here at the Footscray Lacrosse Club in their first game. And it is through Alice Wheatley Wilson. And their first goal comes in the third term. And it is through the stick of Wheatley Wilson. So good pressure on the keeper there. Just not able to find the pass on the outer side there to Meacham, I think it was. Or it might have been Polnitz, but ball hit the deck. Great pick up there from Wheatley Wilson, and she drove straight to the cage and gets New Zealand's first of the third term and first of the game. It is an 11-1 game here. After that goal from Nellie Mollison was waved away. So the ball comes out here to Yu. She just burns straight down the middle and decides to bring the ball out. And we've got a whistle on the play here. So ball will start on the bottom left-hand corner through Elise Hussey. And just getting a official's time here. So ball will come back over to the right-hand side from where it started, coming up to the 11-metre mark. So an opportunity here for Elise Hussey. He already has 2 for the day from this 11 metres again now. They've gone back to the 11 and the 15, but decides to look inside to Hunter. Hunter flicks the ball back out, finds you, little fake, looks inside, tink, 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 off the bar, and ball flies out to the restraining line, but picked up as Miriam Suarez-Jury gets some room down on that right side, and Suarez-Jury, she will get the first goal of the third term for Victoria. And just put the motors on, did Mim. And she gets her second of the day. And Victoria out to a 12-1 lead. Hunter back in the centre draw for Vic, up against Clark and Rush for New Zealand. Apologies, that was Shani Quintal. And Mim Suarez-Jury again puts the motors on and says, catch me if you can, gets inside, looks to go. Suarez-Jury just nails the keeper. And we're going to have a card here for a swipe. Big swipe there from Georgia, Clark and Rush. So Suarez-Jury, and we've got a change of keeper in here for New Zealand. And Kira Lloyd is in the cage for New Zealand. Suarez-Jury from 11 metres. Looks up, fires, and Suarez-Jury pops that one to the right-hand side of the keeper. And Kira Lloyd couldn't get a piece of that one. And Suarez-Jury gets back-to-back goals. And just blossoms the score out a bit further. So, time out here. Called as the two teams head to their respective huddles. Victoria would be very happy with the work they are producing early in the third term. But New Zealand getting on the board through Wheatley Wilson in this term with a good bit of pressure down in their offensive end to turn the ball over. And Wheatley Wilson able to just pick that ball up and race back to the cage. Found the keeper in Bree Soja, who had cleared the ball out that side. Just unsettled, and Wheatley Wilson popped it away for New Zealand's first. As the clouds just come over the sunshine here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. It is quite chilly. If you are coming down, bring a jacket, maybe a beanie, maybe some gloves. And come down and watch some fantastic lacrosse as we hear the WA boys just heading out to the outer field. They will take on the Australia under-20 lads in the first hit out of their tournament. And we're going to have a big game this evening. We've got SA men versus Victoria men, and that is the first of many big games that will bring you live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network, but that is going to be tonight. So stay tuned to the Australian Lacrosse Network. And we'd like to thank the Susafanos Foundation, our broadcast sponsor, for this broadcast. So Susafanos Foundation doing a fantastic job, as are Victoria and Mim Suarez-Jury to Bonnie Yu. That'll be something I think we call for the rest of the week, those two. As Ebony Norman passes the ball over to Suarez-Jury, who finds Kelly. Kelly back to Norman. Yu back over to Kelly. Kelly down the bottom corner. And Mollison on the bottom corner. Changed her stick, but certainly hasn't changed her ability to get on the cage and score. And Nellie Mollison, while she had the first one of the quarter disallowed, gets her third here early in the third. So out to a 14-11 lead now. And it's all being done out of the centre drawer at the moment for Victoria. They're getting first use every time they get in there. And they're going to have to find a way here. New Zealand. And Wheatley Wilson, the goal scorer. She wins the ball to herself out of the centre drawer. Wilson fires it to Fu. Fu up to Nicole Hollins. Nicole Hollins sticks the head down and tries to go. Fires low, but good save there from Soja. Soja just kicks the ball very quickly up to Norman. Norman with pace, beats one. Opens up on the bottom corner, kicks it to Mollison. Mollison kicks it around to Hussey. Hussey looks up, finds Suarez Jury with no one on her. That's not a great move. Oh, good pass down to the bottom corner. And a little shovel shot there from Ebony Norman. Didn't even bother to turn to look at the cage. Grabs the ball right-handed and just without turning around, drops it to her toes, flicks it back past the keeper there in Lloyd. And a good goal there for Ebony Norman. And Norman gets her first of the day. So they're sharing the scoring around here are Victoria. So ball back to the centre, that'll be a reset, as that has not gone over shoulder height. Siobhan Quintal up against Norman. The two 13s go at, sorry, Marley Dawson, that is. So Dawson now kicks it down there to Norman. Norman, the last goal scorer, finds Mollison. Mollison makes it a little bit hard there for Hussey, but Hussey steps inside. Good save there from Kira Lloyd. Lloyd under pressure straight away, but manages to kick the ball out here to Piper Russell. Piper Russell passes the ball up there to Min Nung. Min Nung gets the advantage call. Min Nung steps inside and Min Nung fires that one and wast it, but that's going to be a New Zealand ball. I think Izzy Vrenson might have been the closest there, even though she was on the backside. Managed to sneak out. So New Zealand brings it through back in through Hollins. Hollins kicks the ball to Vrenson. Vrenson looks to take on Hunter. Hunter, a well-established player in this Victorian women's side, has not her first rodeo, she says. Young Izzy Vrenson. So ball back up the top, looking to step inside, just loses the ball, but deemed to be a hold there. And Holly Harris has the ball at the 11-metre mark. Harris, no one on this bottom right-hand corner. And Soja just says, can I have someone there, please? And Harris looks up, fires, and that's come off the keeper. Good save there from Soja. Looks up, Dawson passes forward to Hunter. Hunter runs back. Advantage call. Hunter with the ball. Now passes forward to Dawson. Dawson. And you can just, good voice there from Steph Kelly, just saying slow break, slow break, slow break. So there was no transition opportunity. And the ball will rotate around to Unsworth. Unsworth just loses the ball on the deck. Sophie Unsworth looks for an outlet, finds it in Yu. Bonnie Yu, back to Unsworth. Cuts through, good work there from Norman. Norman looks back inside, finds Yu. Yu over the top here to Dawson. Dawson inside, oh, great cut there from Mollison. She is very active on the feet and good chats there from Bonnie Yu with the push as she shot it, pushing it wide. Ball back down with Kelly. Kelly goes left, goes right, looks to go good night, and Danny Mollison does that instead. And another good assisted goal there as Kelly just had the ball down at X, but Danielle Mollison gets her 4th of the day. And even with a new stick, Danielle Mollison, she's still finding the back of the net, but putting herself in really good positions. But it was great work there from Steph Kelly. After a good save down here from Brie Soja, able to get that transition ball and set up that 6-on-6 attack. Back into the centre draw. Clark and Rush up against Marley Dawson. Dawson deemed to be illegal in that centre draw as Clark and Rush passes the ball forward. That's actually come off the stick and then off the ball to be won on the ground. As ball goes up, ball comes down, and ball is won there by New Zealand by Holly Harris. Harris fires the ball. Good save again from Soja. Soja, quick outlet, just puts it in front and gets a check onto the goalie's arm there, or maybe into the ribs. She's feeling that one slightly. Is Brie Soja. As Soja has the ball now. Passes the ball out. Oh, put straight under pressure. And good pressure there, but just past the line there from Inyung. And an opportunity through Polnitz as 3/4 time comes. And both teams will be glad to see that 3/4 time break as everyone gets down and around their keeper there in Brie Soja. And it was a 5-goal-to-1 third term, which sees the score at 16-1 here. But New Zealand getting on the board in that term for their first through Alice Wheatley-Wilson from a turnover. But down the other end, it was the Victorians who were putting multiples on the board. And Mim Suarez Jury got the first couple for Victoria in that quarter. And she has 3 for the game now with 2 in that third. Ebony Norman gets her first of the game. And Danielle Mollison, well, she's just starting to fill up the bag at the moment. Gets 2 that quarter, which doubles her total. And 4 goals for Mollison. I wish I had a stat man because we could ask just who. We could ask our stat man how many players have actually scored multiple goals with different sticks in different halves. So with Mollison getting her stick thrown out and getting 2 with the new one. So the new one's just as good as the old one, or it could just be Nellie Mollison that is the key factor in all of that. And New Zealand won't want the ball in her stick. So 4th quarter action about to start here. And we see the goal scorer in Alice Wheatley-Wilson setting to take the centre draw here for New Zealand up against Lauren Hunter. And 1 quarter to go in this opening game of the 2025 Lacrosse Australia National Championships here in Melbourne, Victoria at the beautiful Footscray Lacrosse Club. And it is Wheatley-Wilson who gets the ball forward out of the centre draw, kicks it there to Katie Hollins, and Katie Hollins pushes the ball down further there to Quintal. Quintal over to Banks. Banks tries to find her teammate in Kruger, getting around Kruger. She's trying to force her way through about 4 blue shirts there and wins an opportunity here, Kruger. So Henri Kruger from the 11-metre mark. Kruger steps in, fires, and just a trail check there from Hunter, able to force that shot up high and wide over the cage, but backed up here by New Zealand. Katie Hollins looks to get on her left, finds Izzy Vrensen. Vrensen looks to drive down in, does get inside Vrensen, and save there from Soja. Soja, quick outlet, finds Bonnieu. Bonnieu with about 4 metres on her opponent, looks to Mollison. Mollison looks down, gives it back to Yu. Yu fires, good save down there from Kira Lloyd as well. So 2 keepers doing an outstanding job. Mollison goes to put pressure on the keeper, but able to get it up and over. New Zealand bring the ball out here through Bridget Hill. And Bridget Hill has the ball, kicks it here to Vrensen. Izzy Vrensen able to get in and on the cage that last time. Good pick there. Vrensen looks to pass the ball off, and a flag on the play for a 3-second call. So Izzy Vrensen will line up top centre here from the 11-metre mark, and Vrensen doesn't mind shooting, does get inside and fires that one up and over the top. Good pressure there from the Victorian defence, but backed up down there by Annalise Banks. So Banks passes the ball up to Kruger. Kruger looks to go one way, then go the other. Good check there from Bonnieu. Ball hits the deck, but Kruger fighting hard for it and wins it back. So New Zealand back to Vrensen. Vrensen looking to attack top centre. Has Hunter. Vrensen against Hunter. Good cut inside there. Vrensen just a little shimmy. Looks to pass the ball over. Good pick up there from Wheatley Wilson. She's already got 1. And an opportunity now for 2, but ball hits the ground. Now flicked out. Trinity Meacham picks the ball up on the bottom corner and goes. The Australian under-20 representative in Hong Kong. And Meacham looks over and finds her teammate from that tournament in Mim Suarez Jury, but she leaves it for Dawson. So the 3 Australian under-20 players combining. Mollison, just aware of the sun there, rolls the ball down to Kelly. Kelly passes the ball on to Hussey. Hussey looks inside. Mollison with a big cut. Couldn't quite handle the ball, but picks it back up. Opportunity here. Mollison comes around the left-hand side. Mollison looks to flip up to Hunter. Hunter back down to Kelly. Kelly back to Hunter. Suarez Jury now with the ball. Has Dawson to her left. Passes the ball there now. Little flip up to Hunter. Hunter looks to go down deep. Just ducks the head almost. Hunter gets inside. Good save there from the keeper. Ball back down. Saved by Kelly. Kicks it to Mollison. Mollison back to Kelly. And Kelly pops that one away. And good ball movement there from the Victorian women. And Steph Kelly gets on the board in the fourth term. She gets her 3rd of the game. But another great assisted goal. And Mollison just racking up points in this game. As we see the Aussie under-20 boys all decked out in their kit. They will go and play their first competitive game in their Aussie kit on the outer side. If you are down in Melbourne, get down here and come and support the boys as they head to Jeju in South Korea. But right now, we are interested in what is happening here on field 1. And it is Victoria dominant here. Ball with Floyd up into the centre. Ball to be won, and it is won. Mim Suarez Jury. Might have been a ward there from Suarez Jury. Just threw the hand out, pushed her away. And you don't see that very often in women's lacrosse. But well picked up there by the official. A little bit of a ward, just getting rid of the defender's stick. And New Zealand will bring the ball into offence through Holly Harris. Maybe not quite. Mollison has something to say about that. And Danny Mollison, just she looks like she is in a snowstorm out there with the amount of white shirts around. And now an opportunity here for Victoria. Steps over to Kelly. Kelly looks back up, not there. Decides to roll out. Passes the ball over there to Elise Hussey. Elise Hussey passes the ball up to Suarez Jury, who then kicks it on to Unsworth. Unsworth to Floyd. Floyd looks like she likes what she has in front of her. Floyd looks over, finds Mollison, just couldn't quite catch that one. Ball on the deck, ball to be won. Mollison does get it in her stick as a little check out and a good ground ball there from Piper Russell as she runs the ball up for New Zealand. Passes forward, finds Holly Harris under immense pressure straight away from Taylor Cometto. And an opportunity here as Floyd comes in, might have worn one high there, did Taylor, just one on the chin. Shakes that one off, and New Zealand back into the offensive end. Good knockdown there from Kelly. So opportunity here for Victoria with runners. Kelly takes on her opponent as Ebony Norman looks to get to X to be that outlet. Norman gets there now. Good running there from Norman. Back to Bonnie Yu. Yu up to Cometto. And ball back up the top again here. So Taylor passes the ball on to Mim Suarez Jury. Suarez Jury gets a double. Looks on the bottom corner. Finds Kelly. Kelly looks up. No one there. Finds Bonnie Yu. Bonnie Yu goes at pace. Looks to get inside. Might go again here. No. Finds Kelly. Cutters come through. Just starting to get underneath there is Kelly. And Kelly pops that one into the top left-hand corner. And Steph Kelly just filling up her bag as well here in the fourth term. She gets the first two of the fourth. She now also joins Mollison with 4 goals for the game. And we are out here to an 18-goal-to-1 lead as the ball will be put back into the centre draw. So ball into the centre. And out the ball comes, but not deemed to be high enough. So Lauren Hunter and Shani Quintal will do it all again. So just being reset there. Ball comes out, goes the way of Bonnie Yu. Bonnie Yu picks the ball up. Look at the pace on Bonnie Yu. Just steps inside, fires that one up and over the top. And that is going to be backed up there by Kelly. Already got 2 goals for the quarter. As Kelly now passes the ball over to Bonnie Yu. Back to Hunter. Lauren Hunter. Over to Sophie Unsworth. And rotates the ball down the back corner to Ebony Norman. Little flip up from Unsworth. Finds Yu. Yu finds the back of the net. And Bonnie Yu gets her 3rd of the game. And 19-1 is the score here. If you are joining us live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network, it is currently 19-1 the way of Victoria in the opening game here of these championships. And stay tuned on the ALN YouTube for lots more live and free action. So that is going to be a a New Zealand ball, as there was an illegal player change there. Someone from the defensive end came in as they were setting. So Tammy Varga, very experienced official, just saying, look, you can't do that, ladies. So New Zealand through the goal scorer in Wheatley Wilson. Finds the ball down the back. Good pick up here and another opportunity and taken by Bex Angliss. And Beck will have her stick checked here as well. So currently has a goal on the board, and that is looking like that one is all clear as Tammy Varga gets that, and Rebecca Angliss gets her first of the game and the second goal for New Zealand. So 19-2 as the ball gets reset. Back into the centre, Dawson. And good work there from Unsworth. Unsworth picks the ball up, looks to inside, not there, finds Floyd. Floyd back to Dawson. Dawson looking inside, and Cometto will take the ball. No, it's coming back here to Marley Dawson, so something before that. So set on the 11-metre mark. Dawson steps inside. Good save there from Lloyd. Lloyd has good pick up down the back there from Norman. Norman finds Taylor. Back to Norman. Ebony looks to drive inside. Just gets dispossessed there with the defence. Taylor Cometto looks to roll inside, does get inside, fires a shot. And that ball will come back here. So Cometto looks inside, and Taylor Cometto gets herself on the board. And that is the 20th goal for Victoria. And the first for Taylor for the game. As the sun just comes back through the clouds here at Footscray Lacrosse Club. And the ball back into the centre here. So ball comes out. Good pick up there from Harris. Harris looks inside, finds Wheatley Wilson. Wheatley Wilson puts on the Jets. Wilson still has the ball down in the bottom corner. Finds Kruger. Kruger fires the ball. Doesn't quite come off. Cometto picked it up, and Hunter is with Motors. She has Norman on her right-hand side and finds Norman there. Good vision there from Lauren Hunter to find Ebony Norman on the bottom right-hand corner. And Norman gets one on the board. And that is number 2 for Ebony Norman. So sharing it around. Good work there from Taylor Cometto to turn that ball over and then find a breaking Lauren Hunter on this out.